All right, everyone. What is up here today, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 bringing you a video here today. This is going to be my Giants at Eagles preview video, guys. So this is the one. It's probably not going to be overly long because there's not really a lot to talk about this team right now. As I said, they're kind of boring to me at this point in time. You know, I laugh because the Eagles just released Mac Hollins, and it looks like the Miami Dolphins picked him up. So that's just hilarious. You know, they just beat the hell out of us and then immediately go and pick up our trash right afterwards. So, you know, I'm not saying that's like a good move for the Dolphins. I just think that's funny that Mac Hollins goes to the team that just beat his team, his former team, you know. That's just kind of how weird the Eagles are, you know, this year. They just feel like a joke. I hate to say that. Like I'm just being real here, guys. Like, I'm still a diehard Eagles fan. I always will be. You'll never see me changing teams. I tell people if I ever quit the Eagles, I would just quit sports in general. But I got to be honest with my feelings as well and what I see, you know, the eye test. This team is a joke in 2019. They are a laughing stock. In many ways, they are a Cleveland Browns type team. They are struggling to get wins that they should get. You know, they can't really win at home. Yada, yada, yada. But that's beside the point. Moving into this game, the Giants, it looks like this is the big highlight, really. It looks like Daniel Jones. He is injured, which I didn't know until like a week ago, or I don't even know, maybe like 5 days ago. So it looks like we're getting Eli Manning, guys. I said before that, you know, Daniel Jones is an unknown to the Eagles and the Giants might beat us. But with our luck, you know, the stars aligning here, Eli Manning is playing against us. And as you guys know, Eli Manning is historically terrible against the Eagles. Like I'm talking real bad. Like, this dude probably has some of the worst games of his career under his belt when facing the Eagles. Like, no joke. You guys remember the 27-0 shutout game, you know, after the Giants mocked us, you know. That was back in the Chip Kelly, Nick Foles days. You know, things like that. And then there was a game, I think, in 2016, I can't remember what year. I think it was 2016 because it was the year that the Eagles were losers, to be blunt. Eli Manning had like 3 interceptions. You know, Malcolm Jenkins is a player that he specifically has like a field day with Eli Manning. So when I read this news, guys, I was thinking, you know, hell, this might be very winnable now. I'm talking very winnable. But at the same time, this is a game now where if the Eagles lose this game, they absolutely are just garbage. Like, I don't want to hear anyone defending Wentz, anything. They are garbage, you know. And when I criticize Wentz, I'm not sitting up here saying I hate the guy. You know, you already know my opinions of what I would have done with the whole situation, but I don't think there has to be this for him or the other crap, you know. Like, that's just unintelligent, guys. That's really ignorant to be that way. You know, you can support a player while also criticizing him. This goes with anything in life, you know. It's like if you're married and you just never have any fights, like, does anything ever get resolved? The point I'm making here is conflict and criticism should be welcomed for anything in life. So when I sit up here and I talk about how bad Wentz is, it doesn't mean that I hate the guy. It doesn't mean that they should trade him. I've already made my opinions clear on that, you know, they chose Carson Wentz over Nick Foles, so they have to stick with Carson Wentz at least for a couple more years, because you got to really see what you have now. But if he loses against the Giants and it's like because of the offense or whatever, you know, because I don't think the defense is going to lose this game. I just can't see it, not with Eli. You know, they do have Golden Tate, though, and he kind of has an edge on his shoulder, so who knows? They got Barkley as well. Who knows? But I feel like if the Eagles lose this game, it's going to really be because of the offense. Because the Eagles don't really have an offense right now. As much as I criticize Wentz, I also got to admit that, you know, he doesn't have a lot to work with here. Even though, like, the Dolphins game was really painful for me because I saw him overthrow Jeffrey like 2 or 3 times. There were plays where Aguilar was like wide open and he just didn't even look at him. Like there is a problem with Wentz in my eyes, is that he doesn't go through his progressions and he doesn't throw a very accurate deep pass. So, it's very plain to see in that regard. But I think if the Eagles are going to win this game, they just need to go out and perform. This is not a hard game to win, guys. This is really like, in many ways, this should be like the easiest game of the season. Like even easier than the Dolphins, because like Eli Manning sucks. Because of the Eli Manning thing, like this is why they should have no problem beating them. So, I'm looking for a win, possibly even a blowout win if they're really going to be like a good team. If they barely win, that's another sign that, because we're talking playoff contention here, guys. Like I see people saying, oh, they're still in, yada, yada. I'm like thinking, dude, even if they get in, who are they going to play? The Saints? The Seahawks, the 49ers, the Vikings, are you going to beat any of those teams? Hell no. That's what I say. So I'm not thinking of playoffs. I'm thinking of how bad is this team, and this game is going to show us how bad they really are. If they lose this game, this is the game. I've said before. This is where they start cleaning house. Like season over. I say season over if they lose this game. I don't give a crap what Dallas does anymore. If they lose this game, it's over, guys. So this is a playoff game. And the Giants know this. They're losers and they're out of it. But they know this. This is division. They know that we need this win. The Eagles have everything to lose. The Giants have nothing to lose. And that makes them dangerous. So I don't know what's going to go down. It's going to be a fun game to watch regardless. I'm going to be looking for a lot of things because my Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl in 2019 hat is off now. Now it's, what is this team really? Like what are we dealing with? What kind of quarterback do we have? How good of a coach is Doug Peterson actually after the Super Bowl? These are the things I'm looking for. So it's going to be an interesting one, I don't know what else to say about it. I think I've said my piece about this team, whether you agree or disagree, you guys can say what you want, I'm not looking for everyone to just agree with me. This is just how I feel. So if you think I'm wrong, let me know down below. But this is just the way I see it. I see a team that is, they're just struggling for an identity. Maybe more so than previous years, because this is Carson Wentz's fourth season, how I've said, and this is why I'm giving him so much flack now, because they paid him like he's a franchise quarterback, even though he didn't prove it in my opinion. They went up and they disrespected Foles. I still feel that that's what they did by just saying Wentz is the starter instead of having a competition. That's what I would have done. This year I would have had a competition, because this was technically Carson Wentz's, final year on his rookie contract. They could have really, really delved into what he is. A lot of people say having Nick Foles around was what caused him to be bad. Well, guess what, guys? That's not the case, because look at this season. That's not how football works. If you just don't have it, you just don't have it. And that's not saying you can never have it, but you need to know that before you just dedicate everything to a guy. Nick Foles, I don't know what it is about the guy. He has ice veins. That's just what it is. But it only happens on the Eagles. It's literally Eagles magic, Eagles voodoo, whatever you call, the double doink, all this stuff that's happened with Nick Foles. It just worked. It's like Tom Brady on the Patriots. That just works. You go with what works. So we'll just have to see. I'm really, really going to be looking at Carson Wentz probably from now until as long as he's on the Eagles or not on the Eagles. Like I've got, the honeymoon is over. I've got my observation goggles on now with Carson Wentz, and I'm not cutting the dude any more slack. I'm done with it. I unless I see blatant drops, blatant everything, I'm just not gonna sit there and defend Wentz anymore blindly, because that's not how it should be. That's not how you grow as a person, as anything, and I'm not trying to lie to you on this channel. So I'm going to just call it as I see it with Wentz, and this game is going to be very telling. But anyway, guys, sorry I've ranted on long enough. This was really just supposed to be about the Giants game. But let me know what you guys think about this game down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, you know. Sorry I haven't been responding to replies lately. I've just been kind of busy. You know, it's in the holiday season. I had to work like tons of overtime for Black Friday, but things are getting back into the swing of things. So I'll get to your replies when I can. And then also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can watch more NFL videos and Eagles videos on here. And if you are subscribed, make sure that notification bell is on, and also that you are subscribed, as the algorithm is just terrible these days. So sometimes people just get unsubscribed and they don't know about it. But with that all said, guys, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. You know, it's fly, Eagles, fly, or it's die, Eagles, die on here. I will always be honest with you. But with that said, this has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.